Okay. Good afternoon. My wife exists. She's doing great. Now, that doesn't mean she's doing great tomorrow, of course, but for what Julie goes through on an average daily basis with stage 4 cancer, today's a good day. We just went to church, so she got all gussied up and looks amazing. And how'd you sleep last night?
Okay. Not
Yeah.
great, but okay.
What would that be, like a 7 out of 10 or a 6?
7 or 8, maybe.
7 or 8.
Know.
We like to grade things in our house. It drives her nuts. I apologize, it's a Mike thing. A 10's a 10, an 8's not bad. 7's not bad, but not great. 6 would be you're not rushing back for that food, right? Nothing. 6 is not great, but you're content. 5 or lower for food or sleep or whatever it might be is a fail. So that's my little rubric, whatever the kids call it. She's rolling her eyes at me, so next we'll move on. Anyway, this is my wife, Julie Flynn. Julie Strong, as I call it. Sorry if it's cheesy. We're using that a lot. Folks use that with cancer. And this is where I really need her information, because I don't retain things like she does. What do you have exactly?
I have stage 4 colon cancer that's metastasized to my liver and my abdominal lymph nodes. It's also metastasized to part of my bone.
And the bloodstream.
Well, obviously that's the way it goes.
Right. So the bloodstream is the big thing, though. It's not just a spot or two. And when were you diagnosed? October
17th, 2022.
October 17th? Really?
That's when I went into the hospital.
I am horrible with that information. I thought
I had surgery the 21st for my colostomy bag.
When did I get home?
Day or two before that.
Yeah, right before we closed the hotel. Yeah. So we're in Florida. We're from mid-Michigan, Bay City. Shout out. We love you. Not looking to move back because she does not need cold winters. I would love to move back. I love Bay City. It's a small city of 20, 30,000 people. It's affordable compared to where we're at.
It's Florida.
It's cold. She can't. She wants to go to Cuba. I mean, we're not warm enough in Florida for what she's going through, which breaks my heart. But Julie loves the beach. If she sees a surfer, and I don't blame her, these guys and some ladies, they can do what they do is amazing. I think it's artwork, these athletes. So she saw someone with a board and her jaw just dropped and fell in love with these athletes. That was when we first got here. So she's a beach person. A mountain type of person, but the beach is gorgeous, especially when you see 1,200 people from 3 different churches come to get baptized. That is amazing. Again, sorry to be corny. I know a lot of you roll your eyes and don't care about that. We love it. So we think that's special and vital, literally. So look into that. Normally we go to eat afterwards if we can afford it, but today we're trying to be a bit more responsible, and we've got plenty of food at home, of course. So we're doing that. And Julie's going to take a nap here, but she just wanted to jump in front of the camera for 10 minutes, say hi, so you guys can get to know her, get some of the basics, share the basics and what we're trying to do here. But what is your hope with this little tiny, humble YouTube channel? What would you, if you could flat out explain to folks, far and near, what you would like to achieve with this little grassroots community, what would you...
Hopefully enough people will subscribe and like us and maybe even donate to where I can stop working maybe and
that would be nice. Right, which I should be able to do for my wife, right? But I can't
full-time still at this point.
Absolutely.
Which is getting harder as it goes.
Especially in Florida where it's way expensive.
And I'd like to make some memories with my boys.
Yep.
This is mostly for them so that they don't forget me.
Yep. They won't. We're not going to let them. And you're going through it. And so Julie is, I rub it in. She's 51. I'm 40. Is this the rare time you're 2 years older than me? She's 18 months older than me. We're the same age. She graduated in 91. I graduated did you graduate in 90? She graduated in 90. I graduated in 93. She's from Michigan. She grew up there. Went to college in Missouri. Shout out to Missouri because she loves her Missouri. We both love Michigan, but she's more of a Missouri girl. And I get why, because those people are just amazing. And she went to college in Moberly. I think I said it right. Another great little affordable town to live. Check it out. It's only about 45 minutes from Columbia, which is the home of Mizzou Tigers. It's a great college town. Is it 45 minutes? Just straight north of Columbia. It's not far at all. People commute to, I think, Columbia, I think, quite a fair bit.
I did for years.
Yeah, well, Julie did, working with eye doctors. That's what Julie's background's been. And I think they're phenomenal people. I love the fact that Mizzou Tigers had a good year this year. Normally, they're not that great a team. Mediocre at best. And this year, they destroyed the Ohio State Buckeyes. Oh, how we all love to hate Ohio State. But don't let that comment ruin your support for Julie. We're trying to build a community. We are going to be doing a GoFundMe soon, which Julie asked me to do for her about a year ago. And I said, no, let's wait. She asked 6 months later and said back in June or July, hey, honey, we're up against it financially. We don't have a 401k. We just don't. We don't have a savings anymore. All those monies due to COVID and other issues were spent a few years back.
And medical.
And medical is insane. And my eyes need injections. So this week she hasn't let me drive. I'm always all over the place, driving kids, doing stuff, going to the store, getting prescriptions, taking her places. She needs me to be able to drive her. She can't be driving us all over the place because some days she's limited to bed and I need to get out and get stuff done. So the struggle's real. So anyway, we don't want people to be all boo-hoo for us. That's not the people we are. We are people of faith. We have a strong faith. Mine's never been stronger, and this woman is just a beast. We found out the diagnosis, and we both went, we're not blaming God. This has got nothing to do with him. This is not his fault. In fact, we're going to praise him and love him 10 times more to show our faith. Because this is from the enemy. This is from the world. It's a fallen world. No one's perfect. So instead of saying, why me? And I'm sure Julie went through that. A hardworking breadwinner, I'll be honest. It hurts the ego, but it's true. 3 amazing, beautiful, beautiful boys. Why her? Why not her? Why not me? I had a stroke in December. Second one in 3 years. That makes me feel pretty useless. I know I am useful. I know I am very much needed, just like my wife is. We're both very vital. We're both very important to this family unit. At times it's hard to believe that. Trust me. There's many attacks emotionally and spiritually, but we just go back to God. You know, what does God want for us? So our faith is what's getting us through, especially when we're not each other's. Yeah, even when we're not each other's best friends, we know we got God. He's the rock. He's the foundation. And in him, we are saved and we are blessed beyond measure. And we want to share that with people. But if anyone out there is watching this who's freaking out because you're literally all alone, you have no kids, you have no brothers or sisters, you don't have a partner. You're in an apartment right now watching this. You could be in Moscow for all I know, or Toronto, Canada, whatever, Texas. You know, you're wondering who really cares about me? What am I worth? You have no clue. You need to get involved in a beautiful Bible-based church. There are people there waiting to give you support and love, but also there could be someone waiting for your friendship, for your encouragement. You might be more needed than you could ever fathom. So don't live inside that little box inside our minds, that limited one. Think way outside the box, okay? Julie is still very, very valuable, more than she could ever imagine. We need her, and we want her. And so we want these remaining months, maybe a year and a half, we don't know, but we're down to it, is what her oncologist said. I wasn't sure if I should share this information with my wife. I asked her oncologist, sweetest guy, by the way, very sweet, and I said, sir, how many Christmases do we have left? And he said, this could very well have been it. What does a guy do with that? How do I tell my kids that? How do I tell my wife that? I don't want to discourage her. I don't want that to bring her down. I want her at her best, of course, right? So that was hard. And I prayed about it for a day or two. And then I shared it because I know my wife. Plain, bare bones, tell me like it is, kind of gently, though. And I did. And she had a hard moment with that, of course. But we also don't know what God's got in store for us. I know that some of you are thinking that right now. See, I just read your mind, so I'm good like that. I'm kidding. We don't know what God's got in store. She might be around for a couple years, so don't be mad at us if she is. That's not the point of this.
Make memories with my kids now.
We were going to go on a
still
family
here.
cruise. We right in Bay City, Michigan. I had gotten a deposit down on a Royal Caribbean, who Julie loves, because it's not a big party ship. There's some of that antics, but for the most part, it's more a family ship. And we were going to go, and it was because the one port that we loved the most, the idea of it, super romantic, was Cork, Ireland. So we were all as a family going to fly to Southampton, England. I hadn't paid for that yet, of course. I had to work on my Canadian passport, which I do not have. That's going to be a hassle because I live here in Florida. So trying to get a Canadian passport for a legal alien. I'm one of those aliens that waited in line back in the 80s. So I'm a permanent resident alien here in the States. Getting that would be a hassle, but it's doable. Within 2 to 4 months, we could do that. So anyways, getting back to my story, we were going to go on a cruise. I forget when it was. And of course, it got canceled because of COVID. And when I booked it, COVID didn't exist. Was it October of 20 or 21?
Because it was the same time frame as the Titanic
Great.
went.
Of
And
course.
it was the same route.
Same.
And we were
So of course,
cool.
Julie remembers
that.
that.
Was cool.
Yeah. It was probably 2 or 6 weeks before the Titanic. But it was going to go from, Southampton down through to Newfoundland, Canada, and St. John's. Pardon me, my Canadian geography. I apologize to all my maritime folks. I don't know if it was St. John's or St. John. There's those 2 towns, but it was the main port. You all know which one. Another shout out to a part of North America. This is somewhere I've never been. Would have been ecstatic to go check out that port. We would have just loved that. Get some poutine and enjoy some good Canadian quality food. But anyway, Cork, Ireland was where we were going to go for a day. Well, she's always wanted to go to Ireland before I ever met her. Waterford Crystal. Not sure how far that would have been from Cork, so we might not have been able to go there. But we know Cork has that same difference. She probably could have seen some blown glass. That's her bucket list. The reason why I got excited, and she knew why right away, was the Flynn family, or the clan, and my mom's side is Mullen. Both are from Cork. So I am 100% through and through Irish. So to say that there's a Flynn or 2 in town that might have met us for a pint of, well, Julie doesn't drink, so, and I haven't in years, and quite a long time actually. I'd say I'd probably get a pint of Diet Coke or something. She might join me, or a virgin pina colada always sounds good. But we would have just had a blast. The kids would have loved it. And so we're not looking for a cruise. We're not even looking for a transatlantic. We're not looking for that. We're just wanting to spoil mom rotten, take care of the necessities like rent.
Without having to be
Stressed every single week, every single month. Car payments. We're up against your basic cost of living type stuff. So we'll let you know when that goes live. It's not today. Might be in a week or 2.
It's more stressful right now because I missed work the last couple of weeks because I was in the hospital.
Yeah, definitely. And I was in the hospital 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
So we're 2-time losers for hospital stays. It's not very cool, especially when you're our age. And relatively, I feel decent.
I had another surgery while I was in.
That's right.
My tumor on my colon has grown and it's pushing against my kidneys, causing a kidney blockage. So they ended up putting a stent in my kidney.
A stent? Did she say stent?
Stent.
Stent. Thank you.
And they told me that I have to have that changed every 3 to 4 months. So I've got to go back and have that changed at some point.
Oh, I thought they were just taking it out.
No, they change it.
Okay.
They replace it because otherwise it would block off again.
So she had a bowel obstruction, even in spite of her colon.
kidney obstruction.
See,
I
she
didn't
was
have
told.
a bowel.
I was told bowel twice, literally, that it's strangling its tentacles, it's growing, and it was basically. And I said, "Is this why we did the colostomy to begin with, a permanent one?" And they said that this is exactly that. That's how I knew it was blockage for the bowels, because she wasn't going. But if it's kidney,
It's kidney blockage
we'll
is
double
what
check.
they did that
But
for,
I'll go.
stent.
Yep.
They
If
put a
that.
stent in my kidney because I had a kidney blockage.
Okay. So anyway, she's got a major blockage because it's growing like insane. This thing is evil. Yeah, it's gross. So again, anyone who's going through any kind of cancer, our hearts are with you, and there's so many. Ironically enough, not a cool fact, Julie's beautiful ribbon that we want to get for the family is the most beautiful light blue ribbon of all the ribbons. Not that you want this. You don't. You don't wish it on your worst enemy. It's a beautiful blue ribbon, and she's got beautiful blue eyes. That's how when I first met her, I saw those eyes, and yeah, I kind of got smitten, to say the least. They're gorgeous, and she knows it. They're beautiful, and those of you who know her are well aware of that. So, and my boys got it. They stole her eyes, we used to joke how they're little thieves. They got all her good features, thank God. So I wouldn't wish this on anyone. So the sense of humor, the sarcasm, the cheesy jokes, the dad jokes, whatever it takes to get her through the day, I'm willing. I live in humor because I've had to deal with a lot in my life, and humor's kind of gotten me through it, you know. I think sometimes I hide in that too, so I don't deal with things well. And I think denial, I've been going through that hardcore since October 17th, 2022. And tomorrow, literally tomorrow, is 2024. So it's high time I wake up, smell the roses. I've got a rose bowl tomorrow. I digress. Squirrel moment. It's time to wake up and kind of get to doing a bit more around the house to help and whatever, you know. But the GoFundMe, like she was saying, it's to help me and the boys, because when she's gone, I don't know how active I'm going to be in terms of bringing home money. I might consider going back to school, so my resume is so that it's a lot more professional, where I can get a job from home.
But if you can't see to do that,
And if I can't, right, so we got to wait on the injections. Lord willing, those are going to be huge help. And then, you know, but we don't know for sure. So anyway,
GoFundMe would be for medical expenses, cost of living costs,
cost of rent,
we're having
feed our
trouble with all
kids,
that.
pay the bills, the heat. We're
Pay
in Florida,
bills,
so the AC, you know.
and hopefully maybe a memorable vacation of some kind. But
That's the least of our
that's down on the list.
Yeah, I tried telling her that, and she's like, we're not going to talk about that because we don't want to, you know, it's cost of living, responsible, and then if we're tenfold blessed by the Lord and you folks, then we'll consider something like that. And if we do that, we'll take you along with us, and we'll be doing a lot of videos to show our thanks and let our kids know what that's like. But our kids are doing relatively decent. Graydon, how are you doing?
Good.
You're good. He's good. It's our baby sitting next to me on my right. His name is Graydon. He's 12, going on 30.
Okay.
Yeah, 6th grader. We're halfway through the year. We'd also like to stay in Florida. We got nowhere else to go. In Florida, the rent here is $2,000 a month if you're lucky. And we can only stay in this house for another year. 2 tops. Because the owner wants the house back. Which stinks, but we get it. This is our house. So we love the high school our kids are going to. Gabriel is in 8th grade, so he's finishing up at his middle school. He will be a high schooler next year with his big brother, Grant. And he's just about to finish 9th grade. So this is the one unique year and it's hard on us because we're all over the place. High schooler, middle schooler, elementary. 3 boys in 3 totally different schools. So next year we'll have 2 in high school. Graydon will move up to middle. And boy, they're active. Grant's in ROTC. and he loves football. Loves it. The guy is active. He's working out, volunteer workouts.
And
Hasn't
Gabe's-
complained about Florida Heat at all. I don't know who this kid is. He's amazing.
Gabe's big active too because he's orchestra and
Culinary.
choir and
Culinary. He
and
loves to
band
cook.
and-
Gabe is a cook. You want brownies? You donate to our GoFundMe when we go live. I'll send you some brownies. I don't know if that's legal. I don't know how to, if you can send food. But speaking of which, and Julie doesn't know this, and I'm not trying to make you cry, but guess what he wants to make for people that donate a certain amount, and I'm going to help him. Gabe knows how to make the best bracelets you will be so lucky to have. I'm telling you, you can show your friends and family, and they'll look sharp on you. And that's adorable. He learned that. How did he learn those? Make those? He can go to camp. So he knows how to make friendship bracelets. And they won't be cheap because my kid's labor is expensive. This guy is an artist. So I told him I'd talk him up. But and he loves chorus. And he's learning the viola thanks to his grandparents who have sponsored him with his equipment, correct? Yeah, Grammy and Papa, you get an awesome shout out. We can never afford that. And you know my acute hearing, I got Batman ears. I'm not a big fan of these instruments these kids are playing, even though I love music. And I like to blare the music and listen to some 80s and 90s rock loud at least once a week. When your kids are learning, that can be painful. But I know it'll pay dividends later that'll be, riches beyond measure. So I'm trying to be patient with that. But anyway, Gabe loves it. And then Graydon likes to sit around and do nothing, and that's expensive.
Shush.
I'm kidding. He does not do that. He likes his Fortnite, and what else do you love? Minecraft?
No.
No?
Well, I mean, it's.
He's got new drumsticks,
Yeah,
and he's a drummer with Daddy's heart.
I'm learning.
So he'd like to learn and invest in that, and I've got to support that. I'm
He
the
loves
biggest
choir
air
as
drummer
well.
ever.
Did you
He loves choir as well.
chorus, but like
Chorus.
it ended already?
It's ended, that's right.
But in
So
middle school, he'll get to do it all year.
Did you
Yeah.
mention Grant and his guitar playing?
Grant does love his guitar. He got an acoustic last year from Mom's previous employer. These women love her. This is the rock star that she is everywhere she goes. I'm not even kidding. And you all know who you are as well. So it's a shout out to you. Bay City, Michigan, we love you. We really do. He took his money this year that he got, and he got an electric guitar. So now he's got two guitars. He's self-taught. He's self-teaching. And he loves that. But what are you... Graydon's looking forward to football as well. We're going to look into either soccer in the summer, if we can do it. Soccer here in Florida is ridiculously expensive.
No, but I meant like in middle school. Like,
Oh, the school team?
I'm not sure.
We're not going to talk about school names here
Alright.
for privacy reasons,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, we'll
I'm
try to get him involved in something else here pretty soon. But he's my little buddy. He's my shadow. He's next to me all the time, and I adore it. Last night I said, "Hey, Grade," and I yelled at him. I said, "Come in here. I need a hug." So weird. So rando, as the kids say. He comes in, doesn't say a word, comes and gives Dad a hug. In my head, I'm like, "Dad, I'm busy." That's what I was... In the 80s, that's what I would say to my dad. I'd be like, "What? You want a what?" He came in and gave me a hug. And you know what? It was medicine for the soul. I loved it. It was cute. It was a good moment. So, what do you got going on? Do we have any appointments next week? Oh, wait. When is your next...
8th and 9th, I have appointments because I have appointment with pain management. I have appointment
Pain
with
management?
gynecologist.
Yeah, her OxyContin. She tries to take, next to nothing. Because she's responsible, right? They're like, "No, ma'am, you don't understand. You're the one they made that for." She's the one example. It's so surreal. So Julie just wants to be responsible and not dangerous, of course. And we're going to also let everyone that watches us know, please be responsible no matter what you're taking. But just sharing that with you, that's where she's at. It's, pain management. And then when do we see your oncologist again?
The 9th.
Oh, we do have that scheduled? Okay. So the 9th is a big chat, and we'll follow up with you, of course, after that, because we're going to discuss chemo 2.0, I call it, because she had to go off chemo, by the way, for the stint. That's huge. So she just lost her hair again. Second time around, she got it shaved, which bummed me out because I thought that was very intimate and sad, but intimate and bonding. But it's not about me, so I'm glad she got that done. And the place that she went to did it for free, which is super sweet. So we got to discuss with him whether or not he and Julie think chemo 2.0 is even an option, how that looks, and it's up to her. I mean, she's at a point where she's been fighting for 13, 14 months. It's not about how much does she have left, it's how much does she want to, do that. Because the fight, if you're fighting super, super hard, and the chemo is worse than her cancer, and the cancer is brutal, and the colostomy bag, ultra evil. It's another version. So she's battling all these different things. Not to mention the physical aches and pains between her sciatic area, kind of, her lower back area, and these are the protruding sharp pains. That's the cancer itself doing its thing. When you have to work your butt off for, let's say, 6 months, only to live for that 6 months, that doesn't pay dividends. That's not, no. If you're going to go through hell, pardon my French, you do that for 6 months so that you get 18 to enjoy your family and friends, right? But 6 for 6 isn't a very fair, so that's what they have to discuss. And I might have explained that brutally, so I apologize if I did. But that I might have explained it perfectly. And that's where they have to have that discussion. What do you want to just do pain management for the next 6 to 18 months and see what your body allows? So, whereas last year I'm like, oh, you're doing it. You're going on chemo, girl. Don't get scared. You're doing it for your boys. Now, I'm 100% Team Julie, not Team Cheesy Husband who thinks he's got an opinion. That's gone.
That was hard.
I'm an idiot. Okay? A lot of us husbands are. Not all. There's some of you out there that are pretty impressive guys. But most of us are idiots. Pure idiots. I can't even... Yeah, so they're going to have to make that discussion. Her body, her choice, right? Like, people have to say that these days. Well, to a degree, we agree. And she's got to figure that out. And like I said, we love her oncologist.
Side effects from chemo, and it sucks.
So it's brutal. It's so evil.
Awful.
And then brag about your oncologist, the second oncologist.
She,
We don't have to say names, but yes, go ahead.
he's awesome.
She loves him. I have a bromance with this guy. The guy is so sharp. He's so sharp.
GI oncologist that specializes in GI. He's got a PhD with his MD in GI oncology. So he works with my general oncologist.
Yeah, he's out of Tampa.
From
Moffat. Great
and
place.
He works with my general oncologist to decide what it is that I need and how to proceed and what's going to best help me.
I've always wanted to say this. They like to concur with each other. Sounds fancy. They do. He loves her oncologist. He's like, yeah, he's nailed it again. He agrees with his assertion as to what is going on and what Julie should do. And that means a lot to us because this young doctor is very influential and top of his game. And Moffat, he's only been there a year or two, is next level. Like the Cancer Centers of America, we've heard good things. What is it, Anderson? Is that the one in Texas? I think that's the one in Dallas. Anderson.
He moved from Kettering in New York
Kettering.
to here.
Yeah, that's a big name.
That's a big one too, yeah.
Yeah, I always get that confused with Kettering University in Michigan over there in the Flint area. Smart Law Engineering School, but again, squirrel. So we got the January 9th. We got a new year to look forward to. I'm excited. This is not going to be boo-hoo. Like I said, we're not going to be counting down the days. We don't know. I don't know what the Lord has in store for me tomorrow. Lord willing, I'll be here. Sad, quick last note here before we let you guys go and get this girl to bed so she can have a nice nap. Pray she gets an amazing nap. I'd really appreciate that. Prayers are free and they're effective. So get to it because we both need that, but especially my wife. But she's in the hospital. I take the boys out to eat. Grant, the oldest, says, hey, Dad, do you still have the gift cards? I said, yeah, I think I've got a gift cards. we were given some gift cards recently. Huge treat, by the way. Didn't expect that. And he's like, well, we should go to Olive Garden. And Grant, the oldest, is a lot like his dad. And I said, why should we go there? He goes, well, Mom's in the hospital. She's not feeling well. She can't come with us. And she can't handle the smells. Her diet is changed. She can't do garlic. She can't be around certain food. So he said, let's go to Olive Garden. So we all go. And we had a beautiful lunch. And she was so happy for us. She was so excited for us. Because that to us is a fancy restaurant, you know, and it's not, but it's a nice place. And so she was happy we got to go. So the boys are eating. And my middle son, Gabe, nonchalantly just says, hey, Dad, quick question. We know Mom's having a hard time and she might have a year left, give or take. How much time do you have? I didn't like that. I'm like, I'm not chopped liver. I'm going to be good. I got at least 20, maybe 30 years. And then in my head, I'm like,
Do ya?
do any of us? So, yeah, I've had a second stroke in the last 3 years. I'm obviously a chunky monkey. You know, I'm trying to lose weight. It's hard when you're retaining everything. I'm taking water pills to try to get, you know. So I said to them, I'm relatively sharp as a whip. I'm doing okay. Don't worry about Dad. Let's pray and focus on Mom and all that stuff. In my head, in my heart, though, I'm like, how do you stop worrying? How do you turn that off? We bicker and are each other's necks. And it's like, how do we just stop, breathe, take in the moment, have that grace and that mercy, and just try to let things roll off your back and just be thankful and chill. Because the last thing I need is another episode, as they call them, I guess. We don't need that. So anyway, that's something the boys mentioned. And the fact he said it so nonchalantly really concerned me, because you could tell they're way concerned. And I don't talk about my health. They see all my pills. So they're sharper than they act. And, you know, they're getting up there. But they still need their mama, you know, and they still need their daddy. You know, not that 20 or 25 is good to go. Mom and Dad can die and they'll be fine. No, that's tragic. That's horrible. But when you have minors living with you and you adore them and they still want to have a childhood, they still need to build some memories. You know, that's what we're concerned about. And they're not quite fully molded. I think they'll do okay, but we got more teaching, more memories to instill. So anyway, I didn't want to bring you here and upset you. I just wanted the people to get to know you. And we'll share this on the YouTube, of course. Get this out there on the YouTube. And haven't done any.
Share, and subscribe.
Yeah, and eventually I'll get some royalty-free music on here. I might even do a nice little, it's right here, a nice little banner. Nice fancy little intro. Yeah.
This is enough.
That's enough. There you go. Cut it out. Cut it out. You're done.
Have a good day and be blessed.
Yeah, give me a smooch. Mwah. Love you. And thank you all. And yeah, share this. Let's get 100 subscribers before the end of January. I think that's very doable. You know, I think 500 is doable. And let's build this community. But if you're
subscribe and share.
Yeah, share, yeah.
Have a good day and be blessed.
She wants to get going. Love you guys. Take care. Be blessed.